What's up YouTube, Javi here at Javi's Boom Tech, and today we're taking a deeper look at the Bumpboxx Flare 6, so stick around.
Too many thoughts on my mind, I can't sleep at night, so I just keep writing. I don't need no help, I don't need opinions, so don't waste my time then. I just been living online, my city don't show me no love and that's fine. Fuck local radio stations, I got more plays than all of these rappers combined.
Alright guys, so over the past 2 weeks that I've had the Bumpboxx Flare 6, I've gotten a good feel for what life is like with the box. Now first off, the form factor of the Flare 6 is just considerably smaller than any previous generation that I've tested, and honestly I love the size. It has been so much easier to carry this given that handle and the included strap, and not to mention I'm bumping into a lot less walls and corners than I was with the larger units, especially the Uprock. So I'm definitely digging that new smaller form factor. Now the build quality is a bit different than the previous generations. You're not getting that wood box. It's now all plastic. However, with that said, it doesn't feel cheap to me at all. It's a nice sturdy plastic and there's no kind of creaking or air leaks that I notice with my time with the Flare 6. Now Bumpboxx has chosen to go with 3 drivers on the front of the box. We've got dual 6.5-inch woofers and that single 3-inch driver smack in the center. All this being powered by a 150-watt amp, which is also now stereo. This is officially my first Bumpboxx with stereo and it is much appreciated. But we'll go ahead and discuss that a little bit more later in the video. Making an appearance again is Bumpboxx's famous control panel. You've got a lot of options here as far as EQ settings, mic in, the ability to wire connect multiple Bumpboxxes, as well as all of your music controls. And not to mention, you still have the ability to play music off SD cards, which is a big plus for a lot of you guys out there. Now, while we have seen this control panel on all the previous generations, there's just something about this control panel that looks a lot more refined. It's just a lot more polished looking than the previous iterations. Now, looking at the control panel, you might notice a new button. It's the battery saving mode. Bumpboxx has informed me that engaging this mode will reduce the total output of the box, therefore increasing your battery life. Speaking of battery life, the battery life is rated at about 12 hours, and due to that brand new lithium ion battery on board, it is definitely getting that battery life even with playing the box at high volumes. I have not charged it since I got it 2 weeks ago and it is still going strong. Now, engaging that battery saving mode will definitely prolong your life, but do note that you do need to engage that button before you power on the box, otherwise it will not engage. So definitely take note of that. Now, also included with your Bumpboxx, you're gonna of course get the charging cable, an aux cable to connect additional units, as well as hardwire a device to play your music. You're also gonna go ahead and get that nice shoulder strap if you don't want to use the handle for carrying, and of course the remote control for easier control of your Flare 6. So all in all, Bumpboxx has managed to cram quite a bit into the Flare 6 for that $200 price point. But how does it sound? Well, to help me out, I'm going to go ahead and use the Iowa Exos 9 in the sound test comparison. I know the Iowa Exos 9 is about $100 more than the Flare 6. However, a lot of you guys have been asking me on social media how the Iowa Exos 9 compares to the Flare 6. So to help you guys out, here is the Bumpboxx Flare 6 up against the Iowa Exos 9.
even get to bronze.
I said I'm moving too far. Get to bronze.
Didn't even get to bronze.
I said I'm moving too far. Get to bronze.
So Ruby, which one did you like?
The bank box.
Alright guys, so there you have it. That is the Bumpboxx Flare 6 up against the Iowa Exos 9. Now obviously the Iowa does have the better sound quality overall. It's just on another level. However, like I mentioned, it is also $100 more. So if you're on a very tight budget, the Exos 9 just might be out of reach for you. Now that being said, the Flare 6 has definitely improved in overall sound quality. That stereo amp definitely helping things out. Mids and highs are clear, crisp, and everyone that I have played it for has definitely noticed that right away. Now when it comes to the low end performance, it's not going to be a deep, rich bass monster like the Exos 9. However, you do get those deeper mids, and with adjustment of the EQ, you can get them a little bit deeper. Just don't push it too hard because you will start to get some distortion. The other thing I've noticed over the past 2 weeks of using the Flare 6 as my main Bluetooth speaker is that the bass has actually improved as those drivers have opened up a bit. So the bass does sound a little bit better than it did when I first got it. Now, like I mentioned, the Bumpboxx Flare 6 does have a stereo amp. However, because of the driver configuration, it's not fully utilizing it in my opinion. I definitely would have preferred had they opted for 2 tweeters on both the left and right rather than that center 3-inch driver. When I checked the left and right channel, the left channel was one of the 6.5-inch drivers with the 3-inch, and the right channel was just one of the 6.5-inch drivers, which resulted in a bit of an awkward sound since that 6.5-inch woofer can't hit those highs and upper mid the way that 3-inch driver can. So while I'm happy to see stereo on the Bumpboxx, I definitely would like to see dual tweeters in the future. Now volume wise, yeah, this is Bumpboxx. Who are we kidding? This thing is loud as hell. In fact, the volume gets pretty close to its larger siblings. Obviously not quite on the level of the Uprock, but pretty damn loud. Now you're not going to want to go over 80% because at about 80% and above, you will start to notice some distortion. However, even at 80%, this thing is crazy loud and it will not disappoint, especially if you plan to use this for your parties. When it comes to the Bumpboxx Flare 6, it's definitely more than just about the music. It's a lifestyle and you're definitely making a statement with those looks. All right guys, I hope you enjoyed that. If you're looking for more specs or details on the Bumpboxx Flare 6, be sure to check down in the description and I'll go ahead and put a link to the website. Until next time, thanks. Bye.